Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, Integrated Campus, Hyderabad, Structural Engineering, Reinforced Cement Concrete. I am Dr. Himesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. Unit 5. In Unit 5, Design of Foundations, different types of footings, design of fall footing, design of flat, isolated square, rectangular footings, circular footings, and combined footings for 2 columns. These are topics covered in this unit. First of all, what is the design of the foundation? How to design the footing. Design of foundation and different types of footings. As you know very well, how the load will transfer from the top of the slab to beams to columns to footings that is from foundation. Ultimately, it will transfer to the soil, that is foundation. So, live load, dead load, including other loads, all loads will transfer from respective elements from slabs, beams, and columns, and any cantilever beams like chajjas, all brickwork, all loads are transferred through columns. So column need have good foundation and good footing. It should bear the footing load. What load will from the building transfer to the through column, the footing strength and the foundation should take care of that load. So it should not failure for that load. So this is very important foundation. Basically, we'll start from foundation. But in designs, as I explained, you will start in design from top slab loads to bottom, right? Now, but in construction, we'll start from foundation, excavation. First one is, then is footing, then is columns, plinth beams, again columns, and then we'll go for beams and slabs, brickwork, plastering, etc. This is the reverse way of construction. But whenever you are calculating load, you have to come from top to bottom. So this is the very important. As a structural engineer, we should know about how the load will transfer from slab to beams. As explained in the previous class, slab will transfer its dead load, live load, and other loads to the beams, and beams ultimately they will transfer into columns. So on columns, if you see, I will give you an example. Ultimately, now these loads will transfer to your substructure. Okay, suppose say this is ground level. Okay, above that one you have a this is if you see one structure is there, say different structure, different columns, if you like this, ultimately your load will transfer to the column. Here ultimately what is the load from the superstructure will transfer to the substructure, that is below the ground level. This I will show you different this thing. So this is below. See, this load will transfer into the below the ground level. So each column we have to design separately, right? So here I will take one more color here for to give an example. Here is one column. See, here we'll have like this, right? This is one column. This is one column. You may have combined column. So footings. So these footings will take care of your load coming from your columns. we have to design in such way that the load should take care, the thickness and reinforcement should enough to take loads and movements from the columns. That is the important in footings. Foundation. Foundation is one which soil depend upon foundation depth, depend upon soil condition. If soil is good, the depth of foundation is less. If soil is hard, the depth of foundation will be more. As you know, SBC, safe bearing capacity of soil, if it is good, 350 or 400 kilonewton per meter square, then the column you can design footings as you will get lesser length of foundation. So that we can calculate by different formula. Now, as I explained, all loads, including your staircase and columns, beams, slab, transfer to the ground level, that is known as superstructure. And this superstructure is placed on top of the foundation, that is substructure below the ground level. Okay, below the ground level, you know, below the ground level, that is known as substructure. In substructure, that loads foundation will be there, and depend upon the footing SPC of soil, that footing foundation depth and design of footing we have to design depend upon loads transfer from top to bottom. Here if you see what is mechanism of transfer of loads, if you here see, here if you see the first one, yeah, here if you see here, just here if you see, yeah, here if you see from top load, yeah, here if you see from load, here if you see this is load, okay, this is load on the roof surface, that is on roof surface. It may be dead load, live load or any other load that will transfer to the roof slab, and then it will transfer to the beams, then it will transfer to the columns, then it will transfer to the foundation, ultimately from foundation to the subsoil. This is mechanism of transfer of loads. See, this is very important point for civil and structural engineers. This is a mechanism of loads, how loads will transfer. First from top load to the roof surface to slab, to beams, to columns and foundation, and ultimately it will transfer to your subsoil. So this is the mechanism of load transfer safely to the ground. So in any case, our designs always we should care about safety, and we'll also see the economic of structures, and also safety, serviceability, durability. These are important terms in our designs. Okay, so this way, as I explained, load will transfer from top to the subsoil. Okay, and next we will see that the elements of the superstructure, loads and moments also that will transfer to the footings. So footings are design, moments and loads. Okay, and the elements of the superstructure transfer the loads and movement to its adjacent element below, and finally all loads and movements come to the foundation structure, which in turn transfer them underlying soil or rock. See, you may construct on rock or hard muram soil or loose soil, weak soil. Depend upon soil, we'll go for structures, different type of foundations, and this foundation structure effectively supports the superstructure. See, if foundation is good, your building is good. That's why, yeah, there is a quotation when we can generally use for students also. If your foundation is not good, then see, if your foundation is good, you are in the top. Like that, whenever the foundation is strong, okay, the structure will be safe. So nobody should not compromise in that foundation structure and that design of footing. So these are very, very important element for structure. Without proper foundation and footings, see, total structure will be collapsed. So that's why this is the very important structure in designs. Okay. And depth of foundation. How to calculate minimum depth of foundation? Yeah, as per Ranke's theory, you know very well Ranke's theory, you studied in soil mechanics, right? See, minimum depth of foundation is equal to P by W 1 minus sine theta by 1 plus sine theta whole square, where P is gross bearing capacity, that is bearing capacity of soil, W is density of soil, pi is angle of response of soil. You know what is angle of response of soil, that is given generally 30 degrees, 45 degrees, like that. And where is P is gross bearing capacity of soil, W is the density of soil. From this equation, minimum depth, this is also very important question frequently asked in competitive examinations and also JNTU end examination. Yeah, what is minimum depth as per IS 1080-1982 is 500 mm from the ground level. See, minimum depth of the foundation, that is from the top of the your top of the see, from the top of the, yeah, if you see, suppose this is the foundation, see, this is ground level, say this is foundation, see, this minimum depth from the top of surface to this depth is 500 mm. Okay, so this is the equation. This way we have to see and design the minimum depth. As otherwise, by Rank's formula, H is equal to P by W 1 minus sine theta by 1 plus sine theta, that is you have to calculate. Okay, so I will end this session, continue next topic. Thank you.